inside the arena, and there was 2 casualties within the arena. The suspect was confirmed as one of those casualties. Later on, we learned that another casualty from the shooting was at the hospital, that they succumbed to their injuries after being at the hospital, and there is 3 additional victims at the hospital that all are in critical condition at this time. It appears that this was a targeted event, that it may be a family dispute. We cannot release the names of the victims because obviously we want to speak to the family, make sure that the family is well aware of what happened before we release that information publicly. We had assistance from multiple police departments that came in to assist, to offer their assistance. Obviously the Attorney General is also there with us now going over the crime scene. We had several people in the building, so we are talking to them, so we're trying to put together the story and the timeline of what happened.
Did this happen in the stands? Can you just describe the layout in there and where this all took place?
So because we're in the initial stages of the investigation, I can't get into detail. Obviously, we're still investigating that. We're talking to all the witnesses. Like I said, there were several people within the Lynch Arena because it was a high school hockey game. So we're talking to all those witnesses. We have several witnesses that were here, and then some that we have brought to the police station where we're talking to them there. We also were able to take everybody inside the building, and we reunified them with their families down by Walgreens. We used RIPTA buses to be able to reunite those kids and people in the stands with their families.
Was the shooter related to the other victims? You said a family dispute.
Yes, so because it's a family dispute, I don't know the relationship exactly at this point because it's still initial, but yes, it is family related.
Are you releasing any other information about the other victims, ones in critical, juvenile, adults, any other?
Not at this time until we speak to the families and we get more information.
But the mayor said it was a young girl. Is that correct or not correct? Just the females, all you're saying, no age.
Yeah, no age. Chief, Dan Janney from NBC 10. Can you confirm that the victim is actually the daughter of the suspect?
Okay, so I'm not going to confirm who actually is the casualties at this point because, again, we want to speak to the families and make sure the families are well aware of what happened before we release any information. Again, we're still only at the initial stages. It only happened at 2:30 this afternoon. Again, we went in, like I said, there were several people in there. We have several witnesses that are at the station, so we're going to put it together a story before we release information to make sure that the information put out there is accurate and correct and there's nobody.
Chief, the 4 victims that are hospitalized, were they hospitalized because they may have been trampled or pushed down, but they actually were not shot?
No, so we have, we have 3 deceased victims, right? We have 3 deceased. The suspect, and then we have 2 victims. And then we have 3 at the hospital that were part of the incident that, no, they were not trampled, that they were shot.
Yes. Was the suspect shot by police or was it self-defense?
I'm sorry, there's multiple people.
Oh, God.
So what I can say right now is that that's the information that we're going to put out. We're going to obviously probably have more information as the day progresses. Again, we want to speak to all the people that were witnesses so that we can get an accurate story to put out there. I can tell you that we're probably going to have another press release tomorrow, right? We have a lot of people that we want to talk to today. We want to make sure that we get accurate statements. We want to make sure we put it together. We want to make sure we speak to the families. And again, we have to go to the hospital also. And if we can speak to those victims at the hospital, we obviously want to make sure that we do that also.
Do you know what style the weapon was?
So that's the information I'm going to give you for right now. And then again, I will give you more information as we get it.
But I'm not. Because it's a little confusing. Let me clear. We have a suspect. Is the suspect dead of a self-inflicted gunshot?
So again, what I can say is that no, the police were not involved. What I can say that again, we're putting all the pieces together. It appears from a self-inflicted gun wound, but we are going to investigate that fully. The police were not involved in that.
So there's a suspect who's dead, and there are 2 victims. Are those teen victims?
I'm not releasing their ages, but it appears that they're both adults.
Are they both related to the suspect?
Again, I'm trying to.
We appreciate it.
That's okay. I know, and I want to make sure that with the information we're putting out there, because again, they're family members at home. We want to make sure that we speak to them first before they hear it on the news or in the media. It is very important for us to make contact with the families and get an accurate depiction of what the family dynamics look like, so that we can be able to put it out there.